Well. You probably wondering if DeathLoop is worth it. After playing it, being it, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is it worth the next generation experience? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy X here, and I'm back with another video. Oh man, DeathLoop. Man, a game that I was really not that excited for, until when it was about to come out and stuff like that. I didn't think this game, I didn't think this game would get so much attention or praise even, stuff like that. But the reviews and people talking about this game is shoot, that shit caught me off guard. But today, ladies and gentlemen, on this fine day, I'm about to give you my review on DeathLoop and stuff like that. I'm gonna be covering the story, which will be spoiler free and stuff like that. So you haven't played the game and stuff like that, you can go play it. I'm gonna cover the gameplay, the environments. I'm gonna cover everything about this game that you can expect, because this game is not a walk in the park. And disclaimer: this game is not for everybody. It's really not. And at times I was getting frustrated. So this game is not really not for everybody. So just keep that in mind, stuff like that. If you're not sure if you're gonna pick the game up, watch some videos and stuff like that, and so you get a feeling of the game. But after beating it, I really struggled to the end trying to beat it, stuff like that, because and the game at times can get really complicated. But I did beat it, stuff like that, so I'm ready to get my thoughts. I know this review is a little bit late because it's supposed to be out the end of last week, but today's the weekend and stuff like that. But better late than never. So without further ado, if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, make sure you video out to the channel so much. And without further ado, let's get into this next generation review. So I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about the story. Now I just said spoiler free, so I'm gonna give you a brief summary. So you play as this guy, this assassin named Colt, who's on this island, stuff like that, Black Reef and stuff it's called, and your only goal is to break the loop. So he's on the island, and there's this time loop that everybody's trapped in and stuff, and your job is to basically kill everybody, all 8 targets that controls the loop within 1 day. Now I'm gonna explain how that works and stuff like that in a second when I'm going on, but that's a pretty much summary of the story. You have to, hunt each target throughout 4 locations of the map and stuff like that in order to break the loop. If you die, if it hits 24 hours and stuff, the loop resets and you reset all the way back and stuff like that. So at first glance, it sounds like a roguelike game. I don't like roguelike games and stuff like that, because I'm all about progression and stuff. I don't want to feel like, damn, if I die, I gotta start all over and get every weapon, every upgrade. I do not like that shit and stuff like that. I think it annoys me. I know some people like it. I don't. That never has been me. So going into this game was hesitant to me, okay, but it turned out that it wasn't like that, stuff like that. But yeah. But the story and the characters, Colt and Juliana, stuff like that. The stuff. She's the other assassin that wants to protect the loop, and and is trying to hunt you down and kill you over and over again, stuff like that. I love the chemistry between them because they bicker back and forth, stuff like that. And the ending was kind of. It was good middle and end, but once I got to the end, then it was just alright. But I do like the 2 characters. I know they're great chemistry. Jokes did make me chuckle and stuff like that, you know. So, you know, I really do like them too, stuff like that. Even the Vegetarians and stuff like that, they hunt down, they all have their personality and character and stuff like that, you know. So the story is good and stuff. It's not great, it's not amazing, it's good, stuff like that, you know. It keeps you intrigued. It might get frustrated at times, but it keeps you intrigued. But let's move on to the first thing I want to talk about is the gameplay. Now, the gameplay in this game, like I say from other games, fantastic. Some of the best gunplay that I have felt since I played Back 4 Blood and stuff, that beta. Just the weapons to the animations to the power, stuff like that it gives you, it's amazing. You know, I first got, I was like, oh yeah, this is a next generation experience and stuff like that. You know, to the gunplay, to every weapon handles differently and stuff like that. You can get, you know, special weapons, all that good stuff. But I do like the gameplay because it's player choice. So if you want to go in stealthy while being seen, you can do that. If you like me, want to go in loud, guns blazing, you can do that, stuff like that. So the game doesn't force you to play a certain way. I always like that about games, stuff like that, you know, to give you choice and stuff like that. Now you have to equip a loadout before you go out per mission and stuff like that. But it's okay and stuff like that, you know. But on gameplay, the animations, you know, the shooting, the guns, how they sound, how they feel, the haptic feedback and the triggers. If you're on PS5, you know, amazing. And yeah, that's all I say about the gameplay. Gameplay, fantastic. Up next, the gunplay. Now let's talk about the guns, but not gonna dive into more. So the gunplay, very satisfying, very packs a huge punch front, especially the shotguns, the revolver, pistol, and stuff like that. You know, you do all different type of weapons, stuff like that. Now you don't really have that much variety in weapons. Like you have a machine gun, you have like a sniper, your pistols and shotguns. Now there's different types of pistols and stuff like that. There's 3 types of every weapon, stuff like that. So a lot to choose from, but you know, this is where I found it interesting. So DeathLoop takes the, you know, what Destiny did, what Division did, you know, about the white, green, blue, purple, yellow, you know things from like the RPGs and stuff like that, which I found that interesting because it seems like a lot of games are bringing that in and stuff, and like Bungie and stuff like that, and the ones previous, you know, started that. So there are different rarities to, you know, on the weapons. So the higher the color, the better the weapon is gonna be, of course. And I like it because if you have like a cheap rarity, stuff like that, the gun will jam on you and stuff like that, and you have to like. So I just like those little details and stuff like that, you know. And you can feel it when your gun jams on you, in your controller and stuff like that. So you know, the higher the rarity, like purple and yellow, exotic, you know, is the better weapon it's gonna be. But if it's like green or white, it's gonna be pretty trash and stuff like that. But don't worry, you get, you know, better weapons later on, stuff like that. So you know, I do like that. Nowadays and stuff like that, you can hack the terminals and stuff like that. So you can hack like the little cameras, little turrets to help you fight with you. I love the fact that you can hack the turret and then bring it with you. So I said that if you have a whole group of guys, you can just slap a turret down there that you hacked from across the map, bring it all the way over to the spot that you need it, and just you and the turret just go crazy, stuff like that. That I love that feature, stuff like that. Just so the gunplay, you know, amazing. You can find weapons out in the world, but depending on what time of day that you find them, stuff like that, you know. So gunplay, the variety, and you know, and it gives you motivation to look for those rare weapons and stuff like that when you play through the levels and stuff. So gunplay, arcane, nice. Now let's go to my favorite part that I want to talk about: the level design. So there's 4 maps in this game. So each break off to a section. I think you got the complex. You got it was 3 others, but you got 4 maps and stuff like that you can find and stuff like that you can go through. Now, the level of detail in this game is amazing, and going to these levels on the different times of day, you know, change on how the map looks and acts and feels. So let's say if you go to the complex, right, at morning, and then you go there at afternoon or evening and stuff like that, the map will totally be changed. Like, some maps will be sunny, and then when you go back to there, it will be snowing on the ground, stuff like that, and there's be like ransacked. So I love that, you know, detail about, you know, depending on what time of day that you go to the maps, you know, it's always different. So, you know, do that. But, you know, of course, the level of detail always on point, stuff like that. You do have, you know, your three modes. Sorry. You have 4K 30, which is the resolution mode. You have the performance mode, which is 60 frames per second and 4K, but it doesn't have ray tracing. Or you have performance mode, like RT and stuff like that with ray tracing, but this is a first-person shooter, so you really want to play this in 60 frames. Now, if it's like an open world game, stuff like that, play that shit in 4K 30 with ray tracing and stuff like that. It looks glorious and stuff. But, you know, I play mine in like the performance mode because, you know, first-person shooters, I want that fast-paced action, stuff like that. So the level of detail and all the levels is crazy and stuff like that. Lots of things to find, clues and stuff like that, you know, that you have to find in the level. Now, this is where I'm going to break the game down, stuff like that, without spoilers. But, you know, the one thing that everyone wants to find out, what the hell this game is. Like, what, after what all I just said, what is this game? Like, can you please explain to me, X, what this game is, stuff. So, I'm going to try my best because I was confused too. So, how the game works is you're stuck in this loop, right? So the loop is 24 hours. So you have morning, morning, noon, afternoon, and evening. After evening, the day resets, and you go back to the beach and stuff like that. You wake up. Now there is a tutorial part when you first start, so you know it kind of walks you through everything and stuff like that. The one thing about, you have to plan out where you're gonna go and what target is gonna be where. Now this is where clues, papers, documents, knowledge. They said knowledge is power in this game. So if you gotta prepare to do a lot of reading, live screenshots, because you gotta know and stuff like that, because you have to, the whole goal is to take out 8 of these targets in one day, in one loop. I know, it sounds insane. So I know you're probably wondering, but how will I do it? But how was it? Relax. So the time doesn't go forward unless you exit a level and go to the next level. So let's say if you go to the first map and you have some clues there and some targets there and stuff like that, and you go there and it's morning. It's gonna stay morning no matter how long you're in that specific map. But once you leave, then the time goes forward until noon. So then now that opens up new opportunities and stuff like that. So the next map you go into will be noon. If you leave that one, be afternoon, and then so forth. So I was worried about that. Like, oh my god, like we have 4 of these levels. How are we gonna kill these targets? And if the time is moving forward, but no, you can say at the level as long as you want, stuff like that. The time will not move unless you leave the level and go to the next one and stuff like that. So, I do like that and stuff like that. I do like that. Now, again, there are so many perks and stuff like that you can bring. Now, if you was wondering, oh, well, if I die and stuff like that, will I lose my stuff? Yes, you can. But, and stuff, there is a perk that you get early on in the game that lets you die twice. Now, if you worry about bringing stuff back and stuff like that, so let's say if you can't kill, the 8 targets in one day, which you're gonna fail a lot and stuff, because this game is all about learning from your mistakes and trying again. What you did wrong, and then do it again. So don't get frustrated if you can't beat it the first try, second try, and stuff like that. This game is all about knowledge and stuff like that. It's all about clues. It's all about locations, where your target is gonna be, what time of day. Now, the visionaries are all scattered out throughout the 4 maps. So they all move around at different times of day. So some of them might be at another map in the morning, and then go to another map in the evening or afternoon. So it's all about planning out. Okay, so she's gonna be here with him at this party, or sometimes like, oh well, she's going out with him, so he'll be here. So you have to plan out what time of day and where are they going to be, because you really have to kill at least two of them, in one go. Because if you try to do to go one by one, you're never going to do it and stuff like that. So it's all about planning and stuff like that. But there is perks, that help you throughout your loops. You have your extra health perks and stuff like that, extra power perks and stuff like that. You have all these different tools and stuff like at your aspect, stuff like that. Now, how can you bring weapons on if you run out of time of your current loop? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there is an infusion system. So the way this works is you can find items throughout the maps that you can explore. Now you can collect these resources, and then you can infuse your weapons and perks and anything to bring with you onto your next loop. The feature is a must and stuff like that. So let's say if you found a gun, like it's a purple gun and stuff like that, and or you found like a Zai gun and you want to keep it, because if you do not infuse your weapons or your perks, you will lose them at the end of the loop if you run out of time, or if you die and stuff like that during the loop. So keep that in mind, stuff like that, So you really gotta pay attention about this system, because this system will save you frustration, stuff like that. So you can infuse your powers that you get from killing the visionaries, your weapons, your little trinkets and stuff like that, little perks, weapon mods, anything that you want. Now, it is kind of grindy because you have to go to these locations and farm. So take one loop, take one loop and just go to each map and farm the material, stuff like that, and the cracks, because you will need it, stuff like that. So so that feature is what makes it not a roguelike game, stuff like that. So if you was worried about, oh my god, if I can't do this, I'm gonna lose all my stuff. No, you can infuse it with the currency that you find in the world and stuff like that. And it's very easy, stuff like that. So so if you have a sniper, you'd be perfect and stuff like that. Whew, that was a mouthful and stuff. But that's how it works and stuff like that. Kill 8 targets in 24 hours, stuff like that, or the loop resets, or if you die, it resets and stuff like that. Now, I'm gonna get to my gripes and stuff like that afterwards, but let's talk about Juliana. So So I said, Juliana is the second assassin that's hunting you. She's the one that tells everybody to kill you. Now these people or the NPCs are like brainwashed. They don't know. Cole's the only one that remembers from each loop and stuff like that. Everybody else in the NPCs don't know what's going on, stuff like that. They think that every day is their first day there and stuff like that because it's the loop and stuff like that. So it erases everybody's minds except for Juliana and Cole and stuff. So then that's what makes it interesting because his whole dynamic, like, okay, now I know what not to do and what to do and stuff like that. So, but Juliana, so she will hunt you. Now this is the mechanic I was worried about, stuff like that, about the whole co-op and stuff like that, or the multiplayer feature. So when you're in a certain level, right, and you're making progress and stuff like that, that you just killed, or you're after a main a visionary, right? And you look at his clues, and you're going like, yes, I got this. A red bar on your screen will pop up and say Juliana is hunting you. Now, this change, this puts you in panic mode. Like this, you gotta literally drop everything that you're doing and focus on finding her and killing her, cause she can fuck your day up. Like. And some of the most clutch moments when I was like back against the wall finding dudes, I just saw that red bar pop up. I'm like, oh shoot! Not only that she is a challenge, but she also spawns NPCs to try to hunt you down too. And on top of that, you have the NPCs that are already in the level hunting you. So it just makes it very. I just love that feature because it makes it intense. It never lets you get too comfortable, stuff like that, But she is easy, stuff like that. Now, there's two things. Number one, she can be controlled by an AI bot if you put on single player mode only, which I do and stuff like that. But if you want that, real hunter experience, you can put your thing to online mode. Now, what this does is let players from other games invade your game. So let's say if you're online mode and you're searching and stuff like that, another player can take over Juliana and hunt you and stuff like that. Now, this is really intense and stuff like that because if you're not versus a bot and versus a real player and stuff like that, so that makes it even more tense because they think like you and stuff like that. They're gonna hide, they're gonna dodge and stuff, and she can disguise herself as the NPCs, so that makes it even harder. So I really like that feature. Now I'm not big into multiplayer, but that feature alone, now sometimes it does get annoying because it's like, oh my god, I was right there and stuff like that. You will get frustrated, but it adds a nice, refresh and surprise element, stuff like that. I had that old shit moment. So I love that feature and stuff. Now, let's get on to my gripes with the game. Now, I did say in the beginning, this game was not for everybody. And it's not. The reason why that is because of the time loop aspect and restarting and playing through the same levels over and over again. And, and restarting the day over and over again and killing the same people over and over again. If you're the type of gamer that does not like that and it gets repetitive, I feel you, stuff like that. At certain points in this game, I was like, man, I just killed him and I went through all this and I gotta do it again. It does get frustrating, and this is the one feature I do not like. It's just at some point it gets frustrating and stuff like that. You get lost and stuff like that, what you have to do and stuff like that. Now, there are leads and clues that you can follow and stuff like that to where your targets are going to be. But sometimes it's not that really clear. So that's my like kind of gripe way. It does get frustrating, it does get tedious, it does get repetitive, stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not really big into these type of games. That's why I didn't get Returnal. That's why I didn't get the other games, because I like to progress and stuff like that from start to finish. I don't want to die around time and then start all the way back from the beginning. So that's why I said this game's not for everybody. So if you hate that aspect, I totally understand stuff like that. Then it's not for you. But if you like the challenge, completing and stuff like that, and it is challenging. Like I say, it is challenging, stuff like that. This game is not walking in the park and stuff like that. Now there were some glitches and stuff, but not in like game breaking. But it's just so that's why my only gripe of the game, that it does get repetitive, tedious, frustrating at times, stuff like that, because it's not clear and stuff like that, and you just like. At one time, I had to put the controller down and just walk away and stuff like that. But a while being said, DeathLoop is a great game and stuff like that. So what do I think about DeathLoop? Well. I have to give it. Now, I'm not gonna give it a number because I want to do score it, but I'll give it a. I'm starting this new thing called tiers. So I'm gonna have trash tier, okay tier, good tier, mid tier, great tier, amazing tier, and masterpiece tier and stuff. I'm giving DeathLoop a great tier. Now, I know people say great tier. Because again, this game is not for everybody, and it is a good game. It is a good game, but at times it could be a little bit too much or stuff like that. What the whole restarting over and over and over again, stuff like that and stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the feature, but what carried me through was the gameplay, the story and stuff like that, and learning stuff like that. So I did enjoy my time with it. So I'm giving DeathLoop a great tier rating and stuff like that. So if you're the type of gamer that likes this type of games, stuff like that, highly recommend go check it out and stuff like that. You have a good time. But if you don't like these type of games, then just pass, stuff like that. But that's my review on the DeathLoop and stuff like that. What do you guys think about DeathLoop? Down in the comments down in the comment section below, stuff like that. Did you enjoy the game? Are you playing it and stuff like that? What do you think about DeathLoop as an experience? I know it's been a long one, but I'm sorry. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you share the video out, because the channel out so much. Stay tuned for my uploads. And I got a video coming up real soon about Dying Light. Yeah, we can talk about that. But stay safe, guys. Take it easy. Peace.